Welcome. If you are listening to this video, there is a very high probability that you are not someone lounging on the sofa just to kill time. You are likely listening to this while driving to work, while hitting the gym, or while aggressively cleaning your house. You are always doing something. You never let time die. You are the pillar. You are the decision maker. You are the one whom, when a crisis strikes, everyone turns to look at and asks, "What do we do now, boss?" And you have never let them down. You always have a plan. You always have a solution. People call you a machine. People call you a dictator. They say you are ambitious, pragmatic, and sometimes ruthless. But they do not know the price of that strength. They do not know the feeling of having to always be right. They do not know the absolute terror of knowing that if you let go for just one single second, everything will collapse. You possess the strongest, most decisive cognitive function in the MBTI world. Extroverted thinking. This is the weapon of kings, of CEOs, of generals. But today, I am not here to praise your success, because you already know you are good. I am here to talk about your burden. Please, take off your armor, just for a few minutes, and listen to the story of your spiritual ancestor, the Titan Atlas. In Greek mythology, Atlas was a Titan of extraordinary strength. After a failed war against the Olympian gods, Atlas suffered a terrible punishment from Zeus. He was not imprisoned in a dark dungeon. Instead, he was forced to stand at the very edge of the world and use his bare shoulders to carry the entire sky. Imagine that weight, the weight of the stars, of the clouds, of the storms, thousands of tons of pressure crushing down on the spine. Atlas was not allowed to sleep, not allowed to rest, not allowed to scratch an itch, because if he knelt down, the sky would collapse and crush the earth. The world would be destroyed. Do you see the resemblance, O ENTJs and ESTJs? This is exactly how your brain operates. Since you were a child, you have held an unconscious belief that everything around me is chaotic and incompetent. Only I can organize it. You look at your family. You look at your company. You look at your group of friends. What do you see? You see sluggishness. You see stupid decisions. You see a lack of efficiency. And so, like an instinct, you step up. You seize control. Not because you are power-hungry, as people think, but because you cannot tolerate the chaos. Fine, just leave it there. I'll do it myself. It's faster. That is your catchphrase. And gradually, you become Atlas. You carry your boss's work, you carry your employees' work, you carry the financial responsibilities of your entire family. People admire the strength of Atlas, but people forget to ask Atlas one question. Sir, are you tired? Your biggest fear is not failure. Your biggest fear is helplessness. You are terrified that if you get sick, if you take a day off, then the incompetent people around you will ruin everything that you have painstakingly built. You are imprisoned by your own competence. You cannot trust anyone enough to delegate, because no one does it as well as you. And so, the sky on your shoulders gets heavier every single day. Let's go deeper into the operating mechanism of your brain. If TI, introverted thinking, cares about truth and principles, then your TE, extroverted thinking, cares about only one single thing: efficiency. Your brain is a supercomputer of optimization. You do not view the world as humans or emotions. You view the world as a system consisting of resources, processes, and goals. When you walk into a room, your brain automatically scans for errors. That chair is placed in the wrong spot, blocking the path. This meeting has dragged on for 30 minutes without concluding anything, a complete waste of time. This employee is working too slowly according to the process. You are obsessed with optimization. You want to go from point A to point B in the shortest straight line, using the least amount of fuel. This is the superpower that helps you advance rapidly. You problem solve as fast as lightning. You cut out the superfluous things without mercy. But this is also your poison. You start to view your life as a project. You manage your health like a KPI, must run 5 kilometers per day. You manage your children like human resources, must get straight A's, must learn piano. You manage love like a contract. The partner must have value, must support the career. You are a workaholic not because you need money. You are a workaholic because working is the only time you feel you have value. When you check off a line in your to-do list, your brain shoots out dopamine. That sensation is more addictive than sex. Done with this task. What is next? Next! You live in the future tense. You never enjoy the present, because the present is something that is already done, with no more value to extract. You run and run on the treadmill of efficiency. You achieve peak after peak. But why, when standing on the summit, looking down at the empire you just conquered, do you feel so incredibly cold? To maintain the status of Atlas, to keep the tech machine running smoothly, you are forced to do a cruel thing. You must murder weakness. In the dictionary of the ENTJ and ESTJ, weakness is a crime. You despise those who complain. You are allergic to those who work based on inspiration. You hate sentimental mushiness. Why do you hate them? Be honest. You hate them because they are the reflection of the part of yourself that you have buried deep at the bottom of your soul. You do not allow yourself to cry. You do not allow yourself to say, "I am so tired." When you are sad, what do? You work more. You fill the void of sadness with busyness. You wear an iron mask, a mask of composure, a mask of control. Employees fear you. Children respect and fear you. Even your lover feels pressure when being around you. They see you as a solid monument. They lean on you. But who will you lean on? No one, because Atlas is not allowed to lean. Atlas is the pillar, and the loneliness at the top begins to corrode you from the inside out. You think that you are controlling everything, but in reality, the very fear of losing control is controlling you. You are afraid that if you take off the mask, if you reveal a single drop of tear, people will no longer respect you. Your status will collapse. And so you continue to tense up, tensing until the nerve strings are stretched like a violin string about to snap. In the previous part, we spoke about Atlas carrying the entire sky. But now, let us speak about another king, a person who possesses a power that every entrepreneur dreams of, King Midas. Legend has it that Midas was granted one wish. Anything he touched would turn into gold. At first, it was a miracle. He touched a stone, it turned into solid gold. He touched a tree branch, it sparkled with precious metal. He became immensely rich, his power unrivaled by anyone. That is the exact metaphorical image for your TE capability. Your hand is the golden hand. You touch a dying project, it revives and generates profit. You touch a messy process, it becomes organized and efficient. You create material value everywhere you go. But then, tragedy struck. At dinner time, Midas picked up a chicken leg. As soon as his lips touched it, the meat turned into hard, rigid gold. He could not eat. He was thirsty. He raised a goblet of wine. The wine turned into liquid gold. He could not drink. And most painfully, when his little daughter ran to hug him, Midas opened his arms to receive her, and in a split second, the little girl turned into a soulless, cold, golden statue. My dear friend, look back at your own life. Are you starving on top of your own pile of gold? You have optimized everything, including human relationships. You treat your lover as a strategic partner. You analyze their pros and cons. You want them to be efficient, to self-develop. When they cry, you do not hug them, you fix them. You offer a solution just like the way you fix a broken machine. And the result? They go silent. They withdraw. They become golden statues beside you. Perfect, obedient, but lifeless, with no emotional connection. You are brilliantly successful in society, but when you return home, you are utterly lonely. You crave to be loved, but you use the language of performance to communicate with the heart, and the heart cannot eat gold. The Midas curse is exactly this. You have everything except for warmth. But humans are not perpetual machines. Even Atlas must have moments where he trembles. In the MBTI system, the function opposite to T, extroverted thinking, is FI, introverted feeling. It sits at the lowest position, inferior function, in your cognition. Imagine FI as a sensitive, weak 3-year-old child whom you have locked in a dark basement for the last 20 years. You told it, "Shut up, I am busy doing big things. Emotions are secondary." You ignored it, you suppressed it with work, with ambition. But you cannot kill it. And when you encounter extreme pressure, burnout, or when you fail, that child will break the door down and storm out. This is a psychological state called the grip. At this moment, the calm commander-in-chief disappears. You turn into someone completely different. You become strangely sensitive. An unintentional remark from an employee hurts you deeply. You explode into outbursts of unreasonable rage. You scream, you smash tables, you fire employees just because of a small spelling error. But deep within that rage is not authority. It is the screaming cry of helplessness. Why does no one understand me? Why do I sacrifice so much and no one appreciates it? Why am I so lonely? The FI child is demanding its debt. It demands back all the hugs, all the comfort that you have denied it for so many years. At this moment, you feel like the most miserable failure, even though your bank account is still full. You lie paralyzed in bed, stripped of all motivation, feeling that this world is meaningless. That is the price of starving your soul for too long. So how do we break this curse? The first step is to accept a painful truth for your T-ego. You are in control of absolutely nothing. You think you are carrying the sky? No, my Atlas. The sky stands firm on its own. If you get sick tomorrow, the company might be a little chaotic, but it will not go bankrupt. If you do not remind your child to do homework, they might get a bad grade, but their life will not be ruined. The control that you worship is actually just a sedative for your anxiety. You try to organize the external world so neatly, only to hide the chaos in your internal world. You are busy fixing errors for others, so you do not have to face the cracks within your own soul. You are afraid that if you let go, you will become useless. But please listen to me on this. Your value does not lie in how much work you do, doing. Your value lies in who you are, being. Your loved ones, they do not need an undefeated general. They need a father, a husband, a life partner of flesh and blood. They would rather eat plain white rice with a joyful father than eat golden chicken legs with a cold statue. In mythology, to break the golden curse, the god Dionysus told Midas to go to the River Pactolus and wash his hands in it. The water washed away the greedy magic, returning to him his warm, flesh and blood hands. For you, that river is acceptance of imperfection. I have 3 hand-washing exercises for you. Exercise trust delegation. Do not just assign tasks, assign trust. Allow your employees and relatives to be wrong. Bite your tongue. Tie your hands when you see them being clumsy. Do not rush in to do it for them. Let them take responsibility. Let them grow. When you stop being Atlas, they will have the chance to become Hercules. You are holding them back with your very own controlling protection. Schedule for uselessness. It sounds crazy to a TEDom, but put a slot in your Google Calendar. 30 minutes of doing nothing. No podcasts, no books, no checking email. Just sit there, play with your kids, watch the sunset, listen to music. Train your brain to get used to the fact creating no value is okay too. That is when you nurture the fee child. That is when you recharge energy for your soul. Learn the language of emotion. Speak the language of fee. Instead of asking, "What is the next plan?" try asking, "How do you feel?" Instead of saying, "I think you should do this," say, "I am sorry for making you sad." Vulnerability is not weakness. For a king, daring to take off his armor to reveal a wound is the ultimate courage.
Finally, I want to tell you this. The world needs your strength. We need your vision. We need your leadership capability to build empires, to move humanity forward. You were born to be a king, to be a general. That is destiny. But a great king is not one who sits alone on a cold throne, ruling over fearful subjects. A great king is one who knows how to bow down, knows how to listen, knows how to shed tears at the pain of others. Put the sky down, Atlas. This earth is solid enough to spin on its own without you straining yourself. Wash the gold off your hands, Midas, so that you can feel the warmth from the hands of the people you love. Be a commander with a heart, because that is the highest peak of success that no KPI can measure. Thank you for listening, O giants. I wish you find peace after your conquests.